Hi everyone. So today we are going through all the alts, all the active coins. We'll do little differently. There'll be two parts where first part we'll go through all the coins at a weekly time frame. It will be quick a round of review, and then we'll dive into 1 day or 3 day maybe. Depends. We'll see. And there I'll enable the drawing and try to see where they stand at the current stage. So on a weekly, the focus will be the trend. Another clarification is when I say weakness or out of steam, it simply means that it will take longer time for higher level. It doesn't mean that it's crashing. So this is very important point to be noted, because it can be misinterpreted that if I say this out of steam means one could assume that it's going to go down. No, that's not what I mean. Weakness means you're tired, you know. Weakness doesn't mean you're sick and you're going to take bed rest or something like this or crash. So weakness means you ran enough, or you're not ready basically for higher level. So that's the meaning of it. So whenever I'm going to call out different coins in terms of it is right now weak or out of steam, and that means it will take longer time. And if I say it's looking strong and looking good, depends whether if I say strong, that means it has a higher weightage. If I say it's good, then it has a second kind of it. And if I say not bad, doing well, kind of, so that kind of a thing. I don't want to give number that is number one, this is number two, because things change, right? So it's not about ranking, it's about expressing that whether it's very strong or right, or doing good, or okay, not bad. That means it's making progress but not exciting, or kind of moving up but nothing major, that kind of a thing. So that's everything is positive. If I say weakness, that means you may say it's a negative term in terms of not readiness, but it doesn't mean it's crash. So if I say, I'll mention explicitly that this is likely to go down. Unless I say that, okay, you don't assume that there is a major threat here. Okay, so that's important. uh, right, so that's important clarification. Okay. So let's start with this 1 inch making progress, looks good. Awe, not bad, it's moving sideways. ADA, not bad, moving sideways. Algo showing some weakness. So there's some weakness with algo. Let me actually hold on. Yeah, Alice showing some weakness. Atom looks weak at this moment. AVAX looks out of steam. It seems out, yeah, means not ready to for higher level. It could end up in consolidation, that's the meaning, or further correction. This is one of the weakest one on a weekly time frame. band, not bad, but nothing attractive here. BNB not bad, it's holding up well. CELR looks good. Right now it's consolidating here, but it's near breakout. Here I would say 0.142 level is important for it to keep up. Otherwise this could also come down and get into little longer consolidation before it breaks above. So this is a sign that it's gathering energy, and under consolidation it's look good, but it's a borderline case where if it breaks below, I would say 0.143, then assume that it will get into that weaker, yeah, it will get weaker. Okay, Doge is looking good on weekly scale. It is at this trend line. It could break above any time if overall market condition is good from Bitcoin point of view, but looks positive to me. Dot is looking strong, making move, so you can expect it to go for higher level. EGLD looks good. It's a borderline case, not bad kind of thing. I think it may face some resistance here before it breaks out. So in this case, definitely it's good, and especially today it's making move. Yeah, but I think it requires 295 for it to shoot up. So that's important. As usual, incremental approach. Ethereum is looking good on weekly. It's near this trend line. It has to break above. There's a downtrend line. It's still below downtrend line. To me, if it is able to break above 4K, then it will shoot up. At this moment, it is a borderline case where if it's not able to break above 4K, then it might take a longer time. But as far as current state is concerned, it's looking good. Then the Filecoin is good, showing strength. This is usually a resistance. It hasn't broken above the downtrend yet, just to let you know. So this is a retest of this low. You may say came very close, and now it's climbing up. It has to go much higher for it to break above and look for. So this may be the beginning. If that is true, then early ride could help. So definitely it's looking strong from that opportunity. From that point of view, if it continue moving up towards its previous level, then it could give that advantage. So this kind of coin would face many resistance compared to coin which is breaking out. On the upside. So this is not breaking out on the upside, this is more like recovery, right? So okay, looks like so this is breakout, right? This is making new all-time highs, so to speak, here. So this is strong, very strong FTM, without any doubt. FTT is okay, kind of not bad. Moving sideways, it requires, you know it, it requires to break above 64, 65. Then you can say now it's good. At this moment, I think there's it's okay category, nothing so great about it. And at the same time, um, it's not weak, it's just under consolidation, because it's already corrected. I'm saying consolidation. If this is kind of a state is here, then I'll say it's out of steam. But here, this is not about out of steam, right? Because it already corrected here. This is about gathering strength, and the outcome could be upside move in that case, because it's holding up well. So there is difference. If it is moving like this on sideway on the top, you may say this is now out of steam, but this is different. So that's the difference. Just okay. The next one is GRT. So GRT, nothing so great about GRT at this moment. We're one of the weakest one in my opinion. Last week it did well, but this today it's up by 3%. But as far as trend is concerned, um, there's nothing great about it at this moment. So I would not pay attention. It has to break above $1 in my opinion. Then it could make big move, because until then it can make small bounces, gives a false impression about its strength and all. But as far as trend is concerned, this is still under downtrend. So this is under correction, so to speak. And within that, you will see ups and down. Big picture is going down. Yeah, very simple, right? If you draw this, we have it actually. We have it. So right now, nothing wrong, because it's not threatening this low. So nothing wrong about it. But we cannot say it's going to fly, because it was stopped here and there's no sign at this moment, right? So that's the difference. The next one is HNT. HNT showing weakness. This has been a good coin in terms of retention of value. I've been saying this because even during this major drop, it always bounced and held up well. Here also, immediately it made new high and then held up well. But I don't see any momentum, and on a weekly scale, I see weakness on HND at this moment. Now I would probably, it requires 25 plus 26 level, then we could see difference. At this moment, I cannot say this has strength. I see more weakness at this level, though it's positive at this moment. ICP weak at this moment. There's no strength here. There's no buyer. There are not enough buyers. There's not much of demand looking at the chart. So yeah, it's up by 5%. I'm talking about weekly. It's way under the downtrend. This is still, so it has to really climb up. Right now, this kind of 5% move, we want for a few days for it to get out of this. But this is weak at this moment. IOTA is getting better. Now this is good actually. I see strength in IOTA, though it has to go up higher for it to make new levels, but good sign. This week I see good progress, and it seems positive at this moment. KAVA is much better, much better. Kawa is much better. Now I think if it can break above $8, then it could really shoot up quickly on upside. I see nice. If this is interesting, this is like a wedge, actually rising wedge. You can draw something like this and something like this, right? So that's the angle at which this wave is progressing. You see how it is getting smaller and smaller, and now it could spend some time here, tick 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 tick, and then hit this one. Now we have to see if it should be able to break up. So to me, all this is like consolidation in an annoying manner. But it's making progress. If you look at the trend line, it is making progress, but in a kind of ups and down manner, right? And yeah, so it has to go higher for it to, so it has to come to this level for it to break above. So from trend point of view, if it wants to get out of this wedge, it has to be here, somewhere here, 8.5 or 8 plus, ideally 8.5. If it can sit here, then it can fly. If it remains in this level, then that's not attractive enough, right? And if it comes down to this level, then it's not good, and this low has to be tracked in that case, because then trend will be broken, correct? So that's Kawa. KCS. KCS is better. It's boring though, but better. Nice trend. Uh, Still, it's a bit a big, from a big picture point of view. It's consolidating right in middle. If you look at it, it's making higher lows, and once it comes to this level, it will rock. 15.1, 15.2. Once it is here, it's going to shoot up like anything, right? Because of the setup. In that case, it will rush to $20 range, or $19-20, and then shoot up. So looking very good. Earlier it got rejected from the previous all-time high, right? This is the structure. It got rejected from here, and then retraces. Then it never made new low. It is making progress, but this whole entire thing is consolidation, right? Whether we like it or not. And this is energy gathering, so to speak. And risk point of view, this kind of 8.1 kind of level is important. If this $8 is broken below, then there's a problem starting with this. So anyone who is interested in risk management can look for this kind of a low as your plan, for your plan, in stepwise: first step, second step, third step, and so on. Next one is KSM. KSM, I don't see any strength at this moment. Not bad kind of a coin, right? Not bad, but there's not much strength. Link is okay, sort of. Nothing great about it at this moment. That there is no major move at this moment on weekly. Trend is intact, right? So right now, none of the coin we have seen so far has broken. In fact, if the trend is broken, I would not keep in the active list. So that's one thing you have to rest assured, that if a coin is in active list, means it's at least having, it's maintaining its trend, because I would not keep any coin which would break the trend. Okay, so that's Link. Now LTC. LTC, not bad. Especially this week, it made progress and shown some strength. Even with Bitcoin was down for few days, it was holding up. Usually, it is weaker than Bitcoin, but this is not a comparison between Bitcoin and Litecoin. It is just to say that Litecoin was not under pressure when Bitcoin was like in red, so showing some strength. So in a relative term, for a brief time for this current phase, Litecoin is showing strength, right? So, but again, this height is not enough. It has to be like around 220, 200 plus, ideally 220. Then I would say, yeah, now it could gear up and then make move. For now, it's kind of an okay kind of coin, nothing attractive in my Luna, careful, because I see weakness in Luna. It had amazing run, no doubt about it. This was amazing. This is amazing, but I see sign of weakness. Now, if it breaks above the recent high, then it's a different story. But I would be cautious here because I see sign of weakness. That means it may not go for new high from this level, and it may correct, or it may end up in longer term consolidation in a range bound way. So when I say so, it could be like something like this in a box if I may draw. So it has hit the R3, by the way, right? It has hit R3. So in a way, its job is done. One way we can say its job is done. As far as resistance is concerned, it has hit the resistance. And you can put simply in, I mean, this box and say, I don't know now. Unless it breaks above R3, I'm not going to assume that it is going for R4. I haven't provided, but I'll provide only if it breaks above. I don't want to provide at this moment, knowing that there is a potential um, correction here. So anyone who is with Luna, this is a message for you. Matic. Matic is okay. Nothing great about it, but positive in a way. So it has a nice balance, up, low. I mean high, low, then this high and this low. It's a nice kind of a moving sideways in a balanced way. The structure is pretty balanced. This structure is like it's not consolidating here like GRT. If you look at GRT, it is consolidating and so this is still it has to break above the downtrend, but it is more like horizontal movement than a downside movement. If you look at GRT as an example, when I say weakness, if you see, this is more like you can see the angle of this. It is more steeper and on the downside, where when you look at Matic, it is more horizontal, right? Not something like this is not happening here, and that makes a lot of difference, and that makes the coin relatively stronger, right? So far so good, I would say. If it can make a move and reach to 1.7 or something, then I would say matting has to be looked in, because this coin has a capability to make a big moves, right? And it has proven multiple times. It just matter of having a right level. Once it breaks above right level, which is in my opinion one, ideally this level, where ideally 1.7, 1.8 kind of a level. But even if it breaks above, I would say 1.6, then it's an indication that it wants to shoot up. Okay, so that's Matic. The next coin is NKN. NKN, not bad. It is making progress, moving away from the low. Again, for this to happen, minimum we need $0.50, ideally higher, but $0.50, this is not the level where I'll get excited about NKN. though there was a great move for a short term. But this call is about this particular section is about short session is about trend. So I'm not focusing on 1 day scale or 1 day. So my focus is more on a trend point of view. So nothing great about NKN at this moment as far as trend is concerned. Okay, it requires higher level for it to make move on the upside. Okay, one one is in a great position at this moment. It retraced from the all-time high. It happens. It made 30%, 34% move yesterday, and I think today it's down by 6.5%, which is sometime okay from a big picture point of view. But this is one of the strongest one right now. But if somebody has enters right on the top with a lot of money, I can imagine what that situation. But this is about riding the wave and thinking longer term, right? Because guidelines says never go for all in is not the way. uh, I mean, if you ask any professional, they never go all in. Okay, all in is super risky, especially. So anyone who is all in sees 6%, 7% drop will be scared, I'm sure. And what might happen in that case, he might sell in panic, and then when it consolidates and resumes its upside move, then that person FOMO, right, bought at top, sold in panic, and now FOMO because it started moving up now. So point is, so I'm trying to touch base two different aspects. One, as far as trend is concerned, if anyone says this is a weak coin, then I don't know what to say, because this is one of the strongest coin at this moment. When it will become weak, when it breaks 0.15, then you can say, yeah, then it's not as strong as I would say at this moment. Again, 1.15 will not make any major difference, it will not break any major trend, right? So it has to go really low for it to break the trend, in other words. So it doesn't mean that one has to hold how long you have to hold, it's up to you, right? It's based on your risk appetite and personal financial goals. But as far as TA is concerned, the trend is up, one of the strongest coin. It has broken above the all-time high for brief time, and it just retraced as probably just a reaction to the all-time high, because breaking above all-time high after this correction is not just possible, in my opinion, in one go. So this kind of retracement sometime buy the dip kind of a scenario. Now when I say buy the dip, means if the trend is up, if the trend is strong, and if you see one dip like this, then that's an opportunity. But if it keeps dipping and make new low, that's not opportunity, right? That means something to be looked in. But if you see 34% drop, sorry, 34% move yesterday, and a drop of 6.5% at this moment, then that's an opportunity, in my opinion. Okay, not financial advice, but it makes sense, because chart is strong, momentum is strong, everything is strong, right? So that's why. So some people look at 6.5% and say, oh, it's not good. But when you look at weekly, you'll say this is one of the strongest one. Another thing is, there is one thing, as in a worst case scenario, if Bitcoin starts dropping, and let's say this goes along with it, then this would correct more, because this is alt like any other alt, and any coin that has gone up could go down more, because it has more room for it to go down, which seems counterintuitive but true. Any coin that is just above the support may not, because then the buyer or that community or hodlers would try to defend it. So it's like a tricky thing. If Bitcoin doesn't do anything wrong, then this will fly like anything in coming days, in my opinion, because of the setup. If Bitcoin goes down like 5%, then but this one coin is little different. One coin tend to go against Bitcoin in some occasions. So I think this is something we have to see how it goes. Otherwise, for any coin which blindly follows Bitcoin, and if they are high, then they are likely to go down more, because they would erase the gain. I mean, I'm not saying they'll crash in terms of trend breaking any trend, or no, not like that, but it's like falling from one floor and compared to falling from third floor, it's like this. So the severity is higher, right? Okay. um the next coin is QNT. QNT, I don't see any strength here. This is one of the weakest one, probably the weakest so far. SKL showing sign of weakness at this moment. Today it's up, but this is showing sign of weakness, and below this is a risk, which is below this last week's low around 0.26. There's a risk. So far, this is okay, sort of. I mean, there's no momentum at all, and more like, yeah, weak coin. So now this is interesting. You might be thinking why I said so yesterday on the swing alert. Those who have opportunity plus plan or legacy. Basically, my analysis says that this is likely to correct more. Now I'll have to see. So probably, mm, I don't mind saying that, and I don't mind being wrong on this one, saying this. So we'll see. I think this has more downside risk. We'll come to know. I don't want to, yeah, I want to be very clear about this coin at this moment on record. It will be fun to see. Okay. SRM is weak at this moment, so careful. It's not ready to go up. Sushi is okay, it's holding up. Not bad kind of a thing, but nothing great about it, and it's very volatile. So I personally don't like this kind of setup. Yeah, it's not so good. Ordinary, I mean. If that kind of setups or for sushi on a weekly scale, not a good sign. It means it has no clue what it's trying to do. This kind of move is, this structure is chaotic. This is like, what to say, yeah, chaotic. Tel is not bad, but nothing major out, because this is still under downtrend. I would say it requires 0.023. You can set alert 0.023 if you're interested in this one. At this moment, I'll say okay, wait and watch what it wants to do. No need to pay attention until that level is broken above. Next one is theta. The theta is much better. I would like to see it 8.7. Then I think I'm more interested, but this is positive so far. Positive. But um, yeah, not good enough yet. This is still here. I would like somewhere here from trend point of view. Then you will see some pace at this moment. When you see here, it takes time. So you know what, when I say this kind of make this kind of statement, what it means is it increases the wait time. So it's like you are at the bus stop, right? And imagine bus comes at 10 in the morning, and this is like reaching at the bus stop 9 in the morning. So it's not that the bus will not come because of the setup. There is no announcement say bus is cancelled, but this is like you reach to the bus stop at 9 in the morning instead of just before 10 o'clock. That's the difference. So if you reach at 9 o'clock in the bus, is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. um Point is, what are you going to do? I mean, are you going to do anything constructive on the bus stop? If then then yes, then it's okay. So if you take this analogy, so it's not wrong. So in doing that, but point is, you will waste time in example of this bus stop example, right? Bus schedule. So in case of trading, when you take this kind of thing, it may not go high soon enough, and because it will accelerate only about this, not even this, but this is a good level for it to start something. But here, so if you this is what we do, right? If you want to catch a bus or train or something which is scheduled, what you do is you try to go just before that time, not too early, of course not late. Why you do that? Simple, because you don't want to waste time. You would do some other activity and say okay. So that's how you plan, isn't it? You don't just go in advance. So if you relate that, what you do in your daily life, it is something like you entering before the coin is ready to break out on the upside. I think if you can relate this example or analogy, you will get everything what I've been trying to say. So I've been saying the same thing differently. I'm just giving different examples each time, because sometimes some example clicks to someone. Every different example might appeal to someone. My goal is to convey my thought. So what I trying to say is, so this is a good analogy I just thought of during this call, by the way. So if you got this, probably you understand what I'm trying to say, that if the bus is for 10 o'clock, you are kind of there on the bus stop at 9 o'clock. So nothing wrong doing that, but can you spend 1 hour somewhere else if you have you know something else to do? Yeah, why not? So that's like, it's like that. So if you have money, can you spend on something which is moving up rather than something you, so that the same example, uh, thought process, I would say. So that's my message. These are my best practices. It's not that, if you think that it makes sense, try it. Uni, not bad at all. It's moving sideways, but I mean, not showing energy at this moment, but something similar to Matic as far as structure is concerned. Next one is what we looking good to me, especially today. It made good progress. If it can come to 0.4145, something like this, then it will be great, right? Then we can expect quicker move. But this is a good start, I would say. Today 8% move, and I think the weekly is getting better for VET. Yeah, shaping up well, right? The next is VRA. Awesome. So this was highlighted. This is one of the strongest one. I had highlighted this during the, I mean, on the discovery. So this is near all-time high. It's just there. It made new all-time high briefly. Now it's staying there. It's holding up pretty well. It's up by 13 and over 13%. Looking strong, very strong actually. This is strongest one probably. Yeah, at this moment. Waves. Not bad. It's not bad at all. It's though there's no major action from waves so far, except this one. This week was really good in month of August. If it can show something like this for this year on, then that would be great. But yeah, not bad because still it's at a higher end, upper end. XTZ. Now XTZ, I see weakness in XTZ. Now this is, of course, this is near high, but it seems it may take some time. Uh, yeah, showing some weakness for sure. Okay, so though it's up by two over 2% today, I still see some weakness here. Yeah, I think same flavor. Right, so this completes the weekly review. Uh, what I can do is, I think weekly should cover everything in my opinion, because anyway, this is there's no need to go at a lower. You've got to know their health, right? In terms of whether they're showing weakness or strength, or you know, okay, sort of, or what level makes sense and all. So you got to know that. So in my opinion, this is good enough. So I can conclude this session here and open for your question.